What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This review was kind of a special request, I guess. I do read the comments. I read all the comments. I try to do cars that people request from me, but sometimes I'm just not able to. And on one of my latest videos, somebody requested I do the 2015 Impala. And I told that person, I don't remember what your name was, but I told you that I did the 2014 Impala. Like last year when this refresh first hit. So this is the first time I really did another review on a car that hasn't really been refreshed, but it is a new year model. So the only real difference between this and the first review will probably be, better camera quality, because that first one looks kind of rough. And the fact that, they probably worked out a few bugs, because, whenever they do a refresh on a car model, I would never buy a car model the first year they refresh it, because there's always some kinks in the system. And I think that held true with the new Impala. I think they found like some electronic bugs, computer bugs. In 2015, I'm sure they ironed out some issues that they might have been having in that area. As I give you a shot across the cockpit, the first one I did was like black on black. This one is gray with leather interior, so you can see the details a little clearer. And you have like a little trim across here. Sometimes you get a wood grain trim, but this one is all gray plastic. No wood grain detail with a little chrome accent. But let's get to the features. They just refreshed it like last year or something like that, so you can't expect a lot of differences. You got your cruise over here. Bluetooth, telephone controls. This little handy feature right here is something that GM puts in their cars. It's collision detection, so, if you turn that on, you get a collision alert. If you get too close to the vehicle in front of you, the car will start shaking and beeping and notifying you. I think that it might not shake in this one, but I know the Tahoe shakes. The new Tahoe and Suburban, it kind of vibrates your seat, and it beeps. You can set the distance that you want by pushing the button, or you can turn it off completely if you don't like that. Personally, you probably don't need it this far back unless you're a real accident-prone driver. I'd probably be comfortable with like something like this. So it'll warn you so you can prevent collisions. You don't want your insurance premiums going up. So that's a nice feature. You got your trip information all controlled from over here. Easy to reset. I hate when it's hard to reset trip information and things like that, but it's right here in the middle. For some reason, other cars will put it in a totally different place, and you got to search for how to reset this stuff. You got your average speed. You can reset that. Fuel economy, how you're driving. Tire pressure. I love that they include the tire pressures. And if something goes wrong with one of your tires, it'll notify you of which one exactly. Because remember back in the day, you kind of had to just freestyle until you found the car. Found the tire that was low, and just pray that you hit the right one the first time and your little exclamation point would go away. It's not like that no in these new cars with these computers. How much gas you can drive. So on a full tank, this is a full tank, you can get about 350 miles altogether. That may vary. I'm sure you get less if you drive in the city. I'm sure that's a highway estimate. And your oil life, how long you need to go before an oil change. All this is real helpful information that I'm glad that they include. You can navigate. I hit the left arrow. You can adjust things here. Your audio. You can see your radio station up on the dash. Navigation. Phone control here. No phone connected. And overall vehicle settings can be hit, You can turn on speeding warnings. How you want your units to be displayed. And apparently this car has a navigation system in it. I think these, some Impalas and GM vehicles have, I'm pretty sure that they have Wi-Fi capability. I know I saw that on one of their commercials. I think they were the first ones to include it, actually. A built-in network inside the car. As you can see, it's about 90 degrees outside, so I got the AC on with the automatic control. Right now, I had to do it manually. I had to turn the fan down so you don't get nothing but wind blowing while I talk. But you can control your temperature here. You can sync it up or have dual climate control. Everything is laid out real nice and easy on this swooping design here. Kind of juts out a little bit, in case you can't tell. And you can adjust it. Radio controls here. And it's also touch operated, you know. Touch operated screen. Let's get back to the home screen, the main page, and see what we got. Audio controls, phone controls, OnStar navigation, OnStar driving help at the bottom, text, Pandora, and settings. So, I don't know if you have to pay for these features. I'm pretty sure you do. I think usually when they include stuff like OnStar, I think you have to pay a small fee for that. And if you do, that sucks. I hope I'm wrong about that. But yeah, that's your main screen. You can adjust everything from the console or from the touch panel. Oops. We don't want to get copyright strikes. Can't do that. This little feature right here, it lifts up. I think I missed that in the first review. You can duck off. I love this. You can hide your iPod or whatever you got, or your phone in here. You connect it there. And then you can hide it so you don't have, like, you know, I hate when I hook up my iPod in my car because I got an older car and the wires kind of just all over the place. Now you can tuck all that right in here and close the screen and just control it from right here, and nobody will ever know where it is. I love that feature in this car. I think that's real nice and just adds to the elegance of this car. Up top, you got a real soft leather kind of material. It might not be leather. It feels more like a rubber or something, but it's bouncy and soft, and that's all I care about. A little bit of plastic in here, but it's like a texturized plastic. It's not like that real hollow, cheap plastic. Kind of feels like a rubbery plastic. Across the door, you have more of that soft material. You know. You know how it is. You can tell. Chrome accent on the door. This is more that plastic material, but it's that. It almost feels like when you grip a basketball. It's plastic, but it's like coated with something. And this is kind of like a marble accent on the door panel, but I'm sure it's, you know, it's just plastic. Plastic with a marble effect on it. Automatic window controls and everything. All that standard stuff. The seat is fully motorized. You can adjust it up and down, back. All of it can be adjusted by hitting buttons. You don't have to manually do anything with that. As you can see, I got room. I'm stretching my legs all the way out. The parking brake is now this little knob. A lot of cars use this now for the parking brake, not that old one, you know, that used to be in the middle of the console right here and you pull it up, or down there at the bottom and you stomp on it in some cars. Now they go into this switch setup. Trunk. This one also has the lane safety feature. I just butchered it. I just made up a name off the fly. But if you enable that, the car will actually tell you as you're driving it, it'll beep and the seat will vibrate if you're going outside of your lane. So it helps you stay in the proper lane. Don't ask me how it works, but I've tested it and somehow the car senses it. I think they got cameras or something that reads when you're leaving the lane. It blew my mind the first time. I was like, how is this thing doing this? You know? Technology, baby. That's all we need to know is technology. Push button start stop in this particular model. You might have to upgrade your vehicle package to get that feature. But if you're going with the Impala, you might as well go all out. This is designed with a soft material. So the whole center console, if you can tell, kind of comes down at a diagonal angle to make things easy to operate, which is nice. Nice large glove compartment. The seat is it's not the best leather material that I felt, but it's good enough. It's kind of hard. Not really as plush. Definitely not as plush as that Infinity I did on the last review. This feels more like a cheaper leather, but it feels like it might be, you know, I don't know. It don't feel as high quality as the leather in the Infinity. It's leather, but it's kind of like, you know, they might have cut a little corner on that leather. but it's still nice, and it's all the way up the seat. So down here you have a charger for your phone, you know, standard stuff. You can hide it. You got that marble accent going down there. This is all plastic, obviously. You have a chrome accented gear shift with manual mode. If you put it in manual, M, you can shift it kind of like it's a manual car. Not a true manual, but you know, you get the idea. And that's pretty much it, you know. You have heated seats. That applies to driver and passenger. I think this is actually a cooled seat. I think when it's up on the back like this, it's like a cooled seat. And this is the heated seat, I think. I could be wrong. Either way, you definitely got heated seats. You're not gonna have cool seats if you don't have heated seats. I could be wrong about the cooling seats, but you definitely have heated seats. And maybe you can only adjust where the heat comes from. You can either get it on your back or on the back and bottom. But, you know, you can look more into that yourselves. The armrest is nice and big from the outside. And it's lined with that soft material. And you got a lot of storage space down there. You got a little change holder up here. And that can come out, and you got a pretty deep storage area down there. And that's all plastic. It's all, that probably feels like the cheapest part of the console. It's just basic plastic. Well, let me hop in the back and show you that. And give you the backseat console shot. Yeah, room to stretch out your legs. Real comfortable back here. It's hard to explain how it feels in the backseat of a car. I can give you the idea of the room you'll get for your legs, but until you sit in it, you really can't get the feeling. You know, some cars, when you get in the back, they sit up higher. This one seems to actually sit low in the back seat, but it's real roomy. I don't feel like I'm sitting up at an angle or higher than the people in the front. It feels like we're all on the same level. But there's really nothing else back here to describe, except you got your vents back here for the passengers, so they can get some AC. And you have, you know, your hidden cup holder compartment for your drinks in the back seat. Here's the center console shot. As you can see, they really improved the Impala. I think this is the best looking Impala they ever made, obviously. It's got the technology you want. It's got a design that stands out. And it definitely feels more like a premium car. Did y'all ever get a look at that last generation Impala? That thing was terrible. That thing was so basic and ugly. No offense to anybody that owns one, but that car didn't have anything to give it any soul. But they really outdid that model with this one. Let's go on and pop the trunk and see how much space we're working with the automatic trunk popper. Hold it down. And it goes all the way up for you. Not like them cars that cut the corner and just pop it up. There you go. Nice room. Huge trunk. Look at that, man. Can you see that? Can you see that? Them boys even throw in a compartment for your little umbrella down there. Tuck it right in there. So you always got your umbrella in the rain. Nice. They didn't have to do that, but they thought about us. They should think about us. We bailed them out. They took our taxpayer money for that GM bailout. We should all get one of these for free. Ain't that right? I'm getting a little pissed off now that I think about that. We should get one of these for free by default. We should get something. Dang. Rear view camera. The wheel is wrapped in a leather, by the way, and it's not that old loud leather that just sounds horrible when you slide your hand across the wheel. It makes a little noise, but it's not the worst. And the steering, it glides almost like a Camry. Probably one of the best GM steering vehicles I've driven in forever. It gives me a feeling of a real smooth ride, like a Toyota vehicle. But it handles good on the road. It feels much lighter than it actually is. It don't feel like I'm driving a big heavy car. I feel like I'm driving maybe a small car, and that's always good. But yeah, you know, the 2015 Impala, it's still just as impressive as it was last year when they refreshed it. So I give it my marks of approval. I'll go ahead on and give this a 4 out of 5. It's a real solid car, but you know, the plastics, the fake marble touches, it's just not as premium as they would like you to believe. I mean, it's premium, but it's premium with some corners cut. And I think the car is too expensive for them to be cutting corners. So that's why I give it the 4 out of 5. But I would definitely recommend it. It's a real nice car. It's the best Impala ever. If you're interested in it, I don't think you have any question. You need to go out and buy the Impala, because I know it's a lot of loyal Impala fans out there. So I recommend it, 4 out of 5. And I hope you enjoyed the look at it. I'm out.